dishers, it is time to dish with D. We are dishing up some meal prep today. Woohoo! I do sound enthusiastic. First we're going to prep a coating for a sauce for a chicken. I called it sweet and honey, or sweet and spicy. Hot and spicy. No, be spicy and it's hot and sweet. That's it. It's a riff on Carla Hall's chicken that she makes. I think she calls it hot and honey. This is sort of like that. You could use honey. I used a honey replacement, but you absolutely could use honey. Just you'll have to calculate the points for it. It's 3 ingredients, and I already breaded my chicken. I did some air fried chicken tenders, nuggets. So we brushed the sauce on there, and you get to see that. You will see a breakfast cookie. You will see a mug cake, and you will see bagel buns. Because we were talking about bagel buns in the group, and I'm like, ooh, I haven't made bagel buns in a while. And they come together very quickly. So, what the heck? The oven was on. Let's throw a batch of bagels in. So, you got some bagel buns. So that is my meal prep. Pretty quick and easy this weekend. I didn't have much time because this is actually getting filmed Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. A few different recipes, a few different days. And we'll be out on Sunday, having a little bit of wine, living my best life. That's what you got to do, folks. You can't stop living just because you're on WW or any weight loss journey. Life continues. So speaking of continuing, let's continue and get to this meal prep, shall we? All right, let's make our hot and sweet, or hot and honey, as what's usually called, glaze for our chicken. In here, I have about almost 2 tablespoons of this Cholula original hot sauce. You can use any hot sauce. Hot sauce, at least this one doesn't have any points, so I could absolutely put more in here if I choose. So I'm going to throw a little bit of this Sucrin Golden Syrup. It is a syrup and honey alternative. You absolutely could use real honey if you have. I happen to have this, so I might as well use it. It's 1 tablespoon for 1 point. It's going to give me the stickiness. Now, you could use skinny syrups, but this one is really, I don't think you can see it, like a honey. It's thick, and it's going to give me that stickiness that I'm looking for. So I'm going to put a tablespoon of this, and I'm going to balance it with a little bit of some stone ground mustard in there. So we're going to mix probably a nice squirt. I'll show you. So let me grab the syrup. Pour a tablespoon of our mixture. Sorry about the bad angle. I'll scoop that out in a sec. And a squirt of the mustard. And we're going to combine. Like I said, you could use honey, you could use any kind of syrup you have. It would absolutely work. But I happen to have this, so I thought this would really work out perfect. And we're going to go brush on I'll grab the chicken, and we could brush it on the chicken. All right, I just pulled my chicken out of the air fryer. Got my sauce and my little brush. Just going to brush it on. You can put as little or as much as you like. And you really won't have to worry about that point, because look how much we have. And it's going to cover all this chicken and all that chicken. We'll probably have some extra. So we're just going to go, we're going to dab it on, and then we're going to put it back in the air fryer and just let it bake on. I mean, you'll do a better job than I'm doing. Oops. Looks delicious. Ooh, smells really. You gotta like spicy though. We like spicy here. So then I'm gonna flip them over and do the other side. I just gave you 2 different sizes of chicken to give you an idea of, you could do it in planks, you could do it in nuggets. Hot, hot, hot. I'm just gonna brush the side. So that is easy hot and honey chicken. You've seen this in stores and stuff, in restaurants, hot and honey chicken. It's a big thing in the South, I believe. Not that I'm an expert at the South, because I'm not. But, all right, so put it back in the air fryer. All right, here's my air fried half a chicken breast with a little bit of breadcrumb and some of that sweet and hot sauce that I made. 0 points. You can get 1 point for the breading. It's honestly, I only think it's 1 point, but we can give 1 point to the breading. The sauce would be 0 for the amount that's on this piece of chicken. I have 0 point amount of roasted potatoes. If you were counting them, it'd probably be 2 points. And my cranberry apple butter to cool off the what is it called? Sweet and honey chicken. Hot and honey chicken. Yeah. Might need something to cool our palate down after this. And I might have a side salad. I haven't decided yet because I'm really into this chicken. But recipe is on my meal prep on the weekend. Well, we'll be up with yours. Yeah, I mean, depending on when this goes up, my meal prep will be on Sunday. This will be my what I eat in the day. So yeah, it'll be up on Sunday. Easy, 3 ingredients. You can do it. Let's make a peanut butter cake in a mug. I was flipping through Google, or I came onto Google, and sometimes they pop up these recipes, and this popped up, and I'm like, ooh, I have all those. This is my wheelhouse, so I thought I'd share it with you lovelies today. So I did tweak a few things, you know. Instead of water, I used cashew milk. I was going to put an egg in it, but I thought, let's see how it is, and I could always add an egg next time. So I'll turn you around, and these are minimal ingredients that we probably all have on hand, or at least I know I have on hand. So let's go. I believe it comes out to 4 points. You can absolutely add more chocolate chips. I'm only adding a 0 point amount, but you could add a point's worth. Totally doable. So let's go. In my bowl, I have half a cup of your favorite protein pancake mix. Mine happens to be Trader Joe's right now. You can do Kodiak. You have to do an unflavored one or just a buttermilk one because you want it to taste like peanut butter. Well, at least that's the attempt anyway. So to that, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of powdered peanut butter. I'm using PB Fit. Again, 13 lilies and half a cup. Now it said water, but I'm opting for cashew milk, but you absolutely could use any milk you have or just water. And we're going to combine. All right, then we add a tablespoon of maple syrup. Now I could add skinny syrups, but honestly, I'm going true to recipe. But if I were to choose, I would use the peanut butter chocolate skinny syrup. I'm going to combine. I'm going to grab my mug. You can use any kind of vessel. This is microwaved. I'm going to spray my mug, and I'll be right back. All right, so on our mug, we're going to microwave it for 2 to 2.5 minutes. And we'll be making a glaze while it bakes, or cooks. Bakes, cooks, you know. All right, our peanut butter mug cake has a peanut butter glaze. You have another tablespoon of PB2, so it makes 1 full serving that you used. And it says to put in a tablespoon of syrup. Again, we're using the sugar-free pancake syrup. Use any syrup you want. And then it says a tablespoon of water. And then we're going to mix it. And so it's still a nice drizzly consistency. All right, she's done. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It looks perfect. Let's flip her on the plate. Popped out beautifully. This will make a great breakfast because it's pancake mix and peanut butter, you know? Perfectly done. So now we get our peanut butter glaze. Now, if you wanted to make it thicker, you absolutely could. Let's go pour it on top. See if we can do a better job. One-handed does not work for me. There you go. I don't know about you, but I'd really love to have this for breakfast. I did throw a little bit of powdered sugar that's starting to melt and a few lilies just to remind myself that there is chocolate in there. So let's have a taste. It looks delicious. Now, I would use the peanut butter skinny syrup, but I know everybody doesn't have peanut butter skinny syrup, so I tried to follow the recipe traditionally. Now, like I said, if you added an egg to this, it definitely would be puffier than it is, or an egg white, I think definitely would puff it up a bit. And plus, if it's for breakfast, it'll amp up the protein. And you absolutely could use protein powder in this. I think that would be great. Like, take a tablespoon, or like take some of the pancake mix out and put the protein powder in. Yeah, we may try that. I think that would be fabulous. And amp up the protein. Me and my protein. But remember, this I'm using PB Fit, so we know that has a little bit more protein than regular peanut butter. It's 8 grams per serving, I believe it is. So that's awesome. So let's have a taste. It smells really good. So let's have a taste. You know, that's what we do here at Dish with D. We eat. Look at that. Dunk it in some of that leftover peanut butter. If I had this for breakfast, I'd be one happy camper. You know, like I said, you could up your chips to 1 point. Really wouldn't, 5 points for breakfast. I would definitely put in, I mean, it's perfect without the egg, but I think the egg would give it a little bit of height and a little bit of airiness and some amped up protein. So this is definitely a recipe you could really tweak and make many good and fabulous changes. I would definitely use the peanut butter cup skinny syrup though. I didn't want to, like I said, because everybody has it, but you know I do. So check this one off the list. All right, my lovelies, let's do some breakfast prep. I want to prep some 2-ingredient bagel buns and a breakfast cookie. This breakfast cookie I got on the WW app, and I just tweaked a few things because I wasn't paying 2 points for it. Or was it 1 point? I know, I subbed a few things out, but I will have the link to it for you guys to see. So let's get making the bagel buns because air fryer is ready to go, and let's get to cooking because you know my bagel buns come together and lickety split. But we were talking about bagels on a Facebook post in the group, and I'm like, I haven't had a bagel bun in a while. So I keep them in the freezer. However I want one, I take one out the night before. In the morning, it's nice and thawed. I cut it, toast it, and delicious. So you'll see how easy these come together. All right, in our bowl, we have our 1 cup of flour, teaspoon of salt, and teaspoon of baking powder, and our teaspoon of yeast. I always separate the yeast from the salt. I hear it does something. I don't know. That's what I hear anyway. So let's just get these all mixed. Now you could let this rise. I don't know. I never do. I just throw it in the air fryer. I just like the flavor these gives this, honestly. And it does puff up in the oven a little bit. Okay. So I add an egg. Totally optional. I love it though. You don't add the shell. That's not in the recipe. And half a cup of non-fat Greek yogurt that I drained, so it's not quite as wet. And you could flavor this. I like them plain because I like to add maybe a sweet topping, maybe a savory topping. I'm never quite sure. So sometimes they're just plain. And we're just gonna mix it all up. My hands are clean because we're going to use our hands in a minute. So I don't really get too complicated with this because, you know, life's complicated enough. We don't need to make our bagel dough complicated. So I'm just going to grab it and just start it. See how it comes together? Don't overcomplicate it. This is your dough for you to eat. Doesn't have to be pretty, it has to taste good. And just keep kneading it and getting that flour incorporated. I mean, you can do it with, I've done this in the mixer, it really does well. I always say, if you're not making a mess, you're not cooking. Look at that. It all comes together. You just are patient enough. I did this in real time. I didn't even stop the camera. Okay. So what I like to do was just do it off your fingers. And really, it didn't really stick much to me. It's really not that sticky. Pretty nice. I haven't made this dough in a while. I miss it. All right, so what we're gonna do is over here, put it down. Now I'm not gonna flour on board because I'm not kneading it. I'm just gonna make it so I can easily cut it into 4 equal pieces. As equal as you're gonna get. I mean, these are yours. If you're off by a hair, you're going to be on by a hair the next day. So don't, like I said, don't overcomplicate it. Like this, flatten them out a little bit. It's my meatball roll of hands. And just flatten them out. Little buns. You could put a hole in the middle, but really, what's the point? I don't know. Again, don't get too crazy because, you know, when you have a hole, stuff leaks out of it. So really, you don't have to worry about it. And there's your buns. 4 beautiful buns in no time flat. Put them on our prepared pan that we sprayed. And we just lay them on there. Like I said, you could let them rise. All right, what I'm going to do is, where I go? Here. You know how to use somewhere. You could use an egg, but you know what? Little butterfly little cam. If you want to dot the top with something, you can. I'm going to leave them plain though. Bake them. My air fryer is 400 degrees. They will bake for about 20 minutes. You don't need to flip them. They will brown beautifully. We will come back and I will show you what they look like. All right, bagel buns are out of the oven. I don't know, but this is fantastic. Look at the bagel knot. Stunning. It's totally, you think, oh, Dee, they're small. They're really, I mean, when you eat them, they're so dense with the yogurt that they're just fantastic. Oh, I can't wait to dig in, have a bite. Let these cool, then we'll wrap them and freeze them. All right, let's start on the breakfast cookies. The bagels are almost done. In my bowl, I have my brown sugar substitute, and to them I'm going to add my teaspoon of light butter, or I can't believe it's not butter. I'll get the rest of that out. We're going to use our handy dandy hand mixer, and we're going to mix it till it's combined, and then we're going to add each egg and the applesauce. We'll be right back to show you what that looks like. All right, everything is combined. We're going to add our cinnamon, salt, and baking soda. I always get that wrong. I always say powder. Well, I should say powder, say soda. It's soda. Trust me on that one. We're going to incorporate this, and we'll start incorporating our whole wheat flour to it as well. This is pretty simple. All right. All our flour is incorporated in, and we're going to, it says to stir in your oats, and it says dried apples. Well, I'm going to grate a fresh apple because I don't have dried apples. And number 2, I don't like counting apples. So I'm going to get a fresh apple out, and we're going to grate as much as I feel like in there. And then I think I may add a little bit of milk in here. I want to see how stiff it is. If it's too stiff, then I'm going to add some milk. Because again, I never made this before, and I don't know. It is a cookie. It is a breakfast cookie. So let's get that apple in there. All right. Our batter is combined, and like I said, I'm going to grate some fresh apple. Again, the recipe calls for dried. I don't have any, so we're going to see if we can get some grated in here. I'm not sure how it's going to grate, but you know, we win some, we lose some. It also calls for cranberries, and I decided to add the cranberries on top. Again, my choice. You could absolutely follow the recipe on the WW app. Any way you want. I hope this will give it some moistness too. I'm going to continue to grate this, and we're going to get it all combined, and I'll start scooping them on the tray, and I'll show you. All right, we're just going to scoop. I did put a point's worth of Lily's chips in there. Totally optional. We just want to get our scoop and scoop. How big your cookies will determine the points. You know, how many you get determines how many points they are. I mean, do you want big breakfast cookies? Do you want little breakfast cookies? Me, I like a medium-sized breakfast cookie. This is how many we get. I don't think, we'll probably not get as much as they did because I think they made theirs smaller. But, you know. These go in the oven and they bake. And I'll let you know. All right, what I'm going to do is put my cranberries on here. This way I know how many cranberries are in each cookie and I don't have to add them in because I'm only getting a couple cranberries in each cookie. And you don't have to worry about counting it. These I get off nutstop.com. There is a link on my website, dishwithd.com, where you'll find the written recipe and the link to get 10% off at Nutstop. Do you eating a cranberry? Yes, I am. Tuck them in. Yeah, there's like 2 cranberries each. I mean, seriously, I am so not worried about that. I didn't gain weight eating dried cranberries. So there we have it. They should bake about 13 to 15 minutes. We'll see how they come out. All right, just pulled the first batch out. They baked for 15 minutes. They are just beautiful. They are legit a beautiful cookie. Look at that. Yes, please. They still came out for me on my personal points as 1 point a cookie. I don't know how many 2 would be. I'd have to scroll. But yep, these smell. I mean, I licked the bowl. I'm not gonna lie, it was quite tasty. You'll have to see what I truly think about what I eat in a day. But yep, I consider this a success. Going to put it on a wire rack to cool completely. I would probably keep these in the fridge just based on, you know, the ingredients and the fresh apple. So, yep, keep them in the fridge because you don't need mold. Hey, first cookie without a banana in it. Hooray! Didn't have one anyway, so didn't call for it. But yeah, this is from the WW app. Again, I will have that linked below. The few things that I changed were the sugar, the apple, and I did take out the nuts. You could also add nuts to this. But again, I mean, I like nuts, don't get me wrong, but I was just, you know, I wasn't feeling the nuts today. But you can tweak these recipes in your app the way you want to tweak them. Oh, the smell is intoxicating. All right, I have these on the rack. They're going to cool completely. They came to 1 point each. 2 is 2, 3 is 3, which I think is perfectly acceptable. They're a beautiful size cookie. Definitely a nice little breakfast treat or lunch treat or an anytime treat for 1 point. If oats are your 0 point food, these should be your cookies. Chips, cranberries, best of both worlds. All right, bagel buns are individually wrapped and placed inside a freezer bag into my freezer. And then when I want one, like I said, I'll take it out the night before, let it either sit on the counter or in the fridge, and it'll be perfectly ready for the morning. I do not cut them because you don't want any, you know, make a little freezer burnt and dry out. There's no need to cut them because in the morning they'll be perfect, and I will slice, toast them, and top them. We'll have one of these this week for breakfast. Look how beautiful they are. I mean, come on. This is totally worth 3 points, in my opinion, of course.
Another Miles.
You have a friend? Yeah. He's got your number already. Hey, Bell Bell. Say hi. Say hi. Bell's looking for his new friend. His new friend's name is Wally, and Wally lives right there. Right butt up against us. So Bailey is we are absolutely thrilled to have met Wally. He's a cute little basset hound mix, and Bailey and him are already fast friends. Aren't you, Belle? Say hi. I know a lot of you just watch this for Bailey. I kind of don't blame you. Say hi. Say thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed my mommy's recipes. Actually, they weren't my mommy's recipes. She just borrowed a few. But everything is on our website, dishwithdee.com. He's got this wart on his head. See it? I'm going to have that removed when he gets his tooth pulled. Which probably be in another month. Probably set up for maybe early April. Or I was thinking about actually setting up for when I'm off for Easter break. Be camera shy today. Be camera shy today. He's been obsessed, like I said, with his new puppy friend, Wally. But he's not out today. Out right now. Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this week's quick little fun but tasty meal prep. I can't wait to taste the cookies, and the cake was phenomenal. And I love the hot and honey chicken. That was absolutely a nice little addition. Like I said, the heat wasn't overly spicy, but it was a nice heat. And I used the cranberry sauce, the cranberry apple butter that I made a few weeks back. We still have some of that. And what a great accompaniment to that. It was fabulous. So a lot of good things happening here. Like I said, you can find everything on my website, dishwithdee.com. There is a link below to get there. And also we'll have down below the www link for the breakfast cookies. I didn't really change much. I switched out the sugar and I took out the fruit because I didn't have dried apples, so I put in a fresh apple. And I added my own cranberries and I took out the nuts. So it's basically, which I didn't realize you could actually adjust I didn't know this. Learn something new every day. You could adjust the recipes. I didn't know that. You hit edit and you could edit it. I was thrilled. So I hope you like these. Let me know if you like this format of meal prep in the comment section below. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do me a favor and hit it and join our community of waist watching warriors. I'll get that straight someday. We're going to kick our pounds to the curb 1 pound at a time. Join us on Facebook as well. Join us on Instagram as well. Follow me on Connect as well. And I'm also on iTrackBites as well. And I'm on TikTok as well. I'm all the place. I'm all over the place. Come join me on all social medias. It's great. It's different. Things go on different things. So different things go on different things. I gotta stop talking. I will see you soon. Have a great rest of your day. I hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to thumbs up. And remember, if anybody, you could share this with your WW peeps, your weight loss peeps, your Facebook groups, your meeting people. Anybody you think would love these recipes, share them. I'm here for everyone. Have a great day. We will dish another day, my lovelies.